Hello, we are back and we're on the couch. I'm gonna run that back real quick just so you understand. We're on the couch with Dr. Fahamu Pecou.
So maybe we should do it like this.
Okay, what you got?
I'd like to welcome you out to the couch.
Oh shit. Because we got to do it like Dr.
Look,
Fahamu
I've
Pecou.
taken over the Galbreaths compound, and I'm now driving the couch. And today my guests are George and Asohe Galbreath on their own couch.
Yes.
We're on the couch. This feels
on the couch.
weird, by the way, okay?
Excited to be on the couch
Yes.
with Dr. Fahamu Pecou.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
very cool. All right.
Well, we are gathered here today.
This momentum is
Right.
great.
I'm sorry. Let me take my communion now. My bad. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jeremiah,
Yes.
cut that one out.
No, we gotta keep that. We're gathered here today for a very auspicious occasion to have a conversation about the newest venture of the Galbreaths, Artful ATL. And everyone is super thrilled and excited. The buzz in the city is alive, right?
I like the way you say that.
Everybody is really, really like hype about what you guys are doing with Artful ATL. And as we get into it, I'd just like to ask you to tell us a little bit about Artful. Like, what is Artful ATL?
I think every day we redefine it slightly, right? Like, because it's growing, okay? But I definitely believe that we are harnessing that energy between collectors and emerging artists.
Okay.
We are building up on relationships. We are partying together. We are drinking together. We are collecting work. Artists are selling their work. And that ecosystem is being like just encompassed and focused on with Artful, right?
Artful ATL for me is the work we've been doing for the past 12, 13 years. So George and I have done a lot of things. And a lot of the things we've done have been somewhat spontaneous, serendipitous. It just kind of happens. We flow into it. We do this thing. Or what about this thing? But Artful ATL is the most intentional thing we've done with conversation around what are all the things we've done? What have they meant to us? What has it meant to the community? And how do we put it all together into this really nice package for the community as our offering? And I think that's Artful.
I love
beautiful.
that. It feels beautiful,
yeah.
you know? It feels artful.
Like, I think it's a real important thing to think about the intentionality around ecosystems, right? Like you mentioned, oftentimes things happen, they just kind of happen and they fall into place and they start to make sense. But when you move with intention, you actually have the capacity to not just react to community, but to build community. And I think that that's a real like pivotal expression that you guys possess, right? Like even in your collecting journey, it's been about creating an ecosystem that supports artists, but also connects artists to collectors, collects artists to opportunities to share their work. Why is that so important to you? Why is this idea of building this ecosystem so important to you?
I think we were once there, like we were in our infancy as art collectors. And more importantly, I'm an artist. So, I mean, I'm a practicing artist, and the SOA brought me out of my shell, out of my, I'm overworked and not physically creating right now type of mode. Like she birthed that in me, that muse. And I know, right? You get all the credit.
That's heavy.
Yes, it's real, But I remember, can you give me a year? 2000?
10.
Okay, yeah, because she's my memory, right? So 2010, I'm like creating my first piece in years. We are purchasing our first piece of artwork together. We are doing paint and sips. And it's funny you mentioned expression, because we used to have this company called Urban Art Expression. We did paint and sips. So we're building that network of people that wanted to be art enthusiasts. And I'm teaching at Westlake High School. And for the first time, I'm embracing my relationship with the kids outside of the classroom. So now we're taking them to art galleries and exhibits, and that ecosystem really has been nurtured since then, you know?
Yeah. For me, it probably starts way before us. And I give this example often when we talk about Sohei Solutions and wanting to have this foundational support for my mother, who was a serial entrepreneur and creative. With George, it felt the same way. Like, creative brains are really special and they need support in a different kind of way. And so how can we support that? Like, what can we do for these creatives in this creative community? Like, how can we give back to that space that gives so much to us? And that has been the impetus and motivation behind all of this work. And now it comes together for Artful ATL.
Yeah.
I love that as people are talking about the event, there's certainly the excitement from the artists, you know, to be able to share their work. There's excitement from the collectors who are looking forward to, you know, building collections. But then there's this whole other buzz around the social climate and atmosphere that Artful, you know, will create. Why is it so important that this experience be so dynamic in that way, right? Like, it's not just, you know, we're going with sweaters tied around our necks and our hands behind our back and looking at some art on the wall, but there's actually like a real, like, vibrant party component to the Artful experience. Why is that important?
It's a celebration of the culture, right? It's how we celebrate. It's how we commune. It's how we come together. Why should this art space be any different than how we typically want to show up? And so we want to show up. We want to have a good time. We want to see what other people are wearing. We want to meet new people. It can be a great date night for an existing couple. It can be a meetup spot for a potentially new couple, right? Like, it can be all of those things, but those are some of our best experiences. And in a place like Atlanta that is so much fun with so much to do, why would our art experience, where we're connecting artists to collectors, why should that experience be any different?
And if you've ever been to one of our house parties or one of our paint and sips or one of our Galbreaths collection collector circle events, like, we know how to host, you know what I mean? So, like, all of the creative lubrication, like, let me frame that, okay? In wine, in your nice brown liquor, in your, we don't have cigars yet, but I feel like we're going there one day. But, like, all of these moments, they help with the creative spirit. And if you're not coming out there and you are the type of person that creates art, you out there collecting because you feel your art enthusiast vibe. You may not walk around with your sweater on, your hands behind your back, but you're gonna, hold your moment and sip on your moment and find you a good piece of artwork and then find you somebody else that loves art and then commune through that. And communion again, I'm sorry. And then, like, have a whole, like, vibe and conversation that's built around collecting and supporting artists.
That's what's up. So who are some of the artists, like, who's the DJ? Like, can you give us any, like,
give you a little taste, we can give you some taste,
what we can expect.
I'm really excited about Mike Flow.
Hey.
I'm super excited about Mike Flow.
Yeah.
I am excited. He's never DJ'd an event that we've curated before, but we've been in plenty of art spaces and art adjacent spaces where he's been there, and his vibe and creativity is just, it's palpable, right? Like, it touches everybody. So I'm excited about him. But as always, one of my favorite DJs all time, Set the Singer. Like, Set is, and she is the mastermind behind the curation of the sound vibes this year. So behind all of that, super excited about that. Rocking with Princess Cut. And she's beautiful inside and out, right? Like, having good looking people in the space is like this blessing that it's not like we said, okay, you look good and you look good and you look good and come, but everybody who comes looks good. Like, so excited about that.
Yeah, that's real. I'm excited about letting Set loose. Like, there's a certain freedom with Artful, and I believe that, she's gonna show out on her set. Like, I know she does always, but having that ownership over the music vibe, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be a nice set.
Artist, I'm really excited about Jasmine Warnock.
Okay.
So we haven't had a printmaker since Jamal Barber, like, being one of our shows. And so super excited to have Jasmine in the show, and she's amazing. So to see this young talent who wasn't an art major first, creating this beautiful work and being able to introduce her to our ecosystem of friends and collectors, I'm excited about that.
I'm still working on new names, but Rod Foster, is that his last name? Yeah, so Rod Foster, I'm actually interested to see what he brings, right? Like, he's got this Black Futures moment featuring the youth, but his presentation is real funky. Like, we might have a little resin, we might have a little wood, might have a little canvas paint, but
Kind of graffiti style too.
yeah, a little bit. He got some options in there, and definitely Chantrell. I followed her on social media for a long time, but she's a Renaissance artist. I mean, she's a singer, a model. Lord knows she can dance. Her artistry, because she works so hard in the tattoo industry, her artistry has improved over the years as we followed her. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she brings too. But it's something that we're excited about as well, because, we on that timeline when, the artist's gonna pop that out on us in a minute too.
Yeah, it's hard with 35 artists. Like, we just named 3, but we could name 10 more.
Yeah.
Like, we would be just excited about the next 10 we name. I'm always looking forward to seeing what Lamar creates.
Yeah.
To be one of George's former students, right? And now here we are 12, 13 years removed from him graduating high school, and to see all that he has done in that time. But the last 2 or 3 years has been something special.
Yeah, Lamar Bailey, shout out. Very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and let's get serious.
Okay.
I thought we were already serious.
We're gonna have a good time. No, there's been a lot of trepidation and anxiety, I think, in the arts community over what's happening politically, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know, how you guys see what you're doing with Artful and through the Galbreaths collection and some of your other franchises, how you see Artful contributing to a kind of intervention and, what's happening in the broader artist landscape.
Independence to me right now is super important. So I'm gonna deviate just for a second. We were in Durham this weekend, and my 8-year-old niece, they had planned for her to go to this summer camp. The summer camp lost its funding. Can't have the summer camp anymore. Summer camp predominantly serves little brown and Black kids. Does a lot of arts-related programming, dancing, singing, drumming, all the things. And so I said, at what point can we amplify the programs and what they're missing, and we contribute? Like, you got something on it, you got something on it, you got something on it. To have this outside need isn't a space I want to be in. If you contribute, great. But what can we do amongst ourselves? And to me, that's what Artful ATL is. What can we do? So we can host this amazing event. We can curate these wonderful artists, this beautiful space, and we have the relationships to get this ecosystem going that can sustain itself. And so the artists sell all this work, have this opportunity. We continue to promote them via our various platforms, some of which we should have some ownership over. And I think that is important within the arts, within the creative spaces, within the spaces for our children, is how do we own and curate and pour into this space without expecting some help to come from somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And honestly, I'll piggyback off of that through existence. I remember during the pandemic, we were forced to pivot within a lot of our different events, within a lot of our different functions, within our business. And now is no different. Like, we are under attack. Like, the community, disenfranchised people that are from lower socioeconomic status, like just all sorts of communities that we represent are absolutely needing protection now. And one of the things that we talked about was, regardless of what's going on in the local political climate, within national, state, whatever, we're going to persevere and move forward, because we were like, we're not taking a break from this. And I think that's the biggest form of defiance at this point that we can have.
That's
To
what's up.
exist.
Yeah, to exist. Exactly.
Right on. Power to the people.
Yo, word. And a drink to the people.
So my last question, one, before I get to this last question, on behalf of Atlanta's arts community, I just want to thank you for your continued investment, right? And when I say investment, I don't just mean purchasing art, but like your labor, your thought, your passion, right? Like it's significant, right? And it signals to other people who are at your level or status that I too can be a part of this. I too can do this. And I think that that's important because sometimes, to your point, we're sitting around waiting on somebody else to validate what it is and who we are, right? And I think what you guys have done and what you're doing through Artful sends a signal and becomes a beacon for possibility beyond the limitations that are too often imposed on us.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
But my last question is, now that I'm in here and I live here,
My couch. Your couch? Okay, your couch. Your
Our couch.
Yes,
Our couch.
Yeah, all us.
now that I live here, I feel like I should be made privy to some of the secret sauce that we might expect at Artful. Are there any surprises we should look out for? Anything that you can divulge that will entice that person who may still be slightly on the fence about coming out? Because the tickets are on sale now, and you should have yours if you don't already. But is there any little thing that's going to push them over the top?
I would say we have some amazing established and mid-career artists who have graciously agreed to donate pieces. And so not only will we have our 35 emerging locally talented artists, we have some folks who really love and appreciate us and appreciate Atlanta's art community and what it means, and have agreed to donate some pieces of work. And those pieces of work will be at an affordable price point for emerging collectors. And I will be first in line to see what's there. And I think you should too.
But listen, if that don't push you over the edge right there, I don't know what will. George, Asohe, thank y'all for being so artful.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
I like that.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. You inspire us in so many different ways. And whether it is you telling us, that should be a book. You guys should do a book of your collection. Or it's founding the African Diaspora Art Museum of Atlanta and allowing us the opportunity to work with and be a part of something so amazing. Or it is you sitting around with us and a group of people as we try to figure out what's next. And you say it's Artful ATL.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all gave me a whole house full of art.
So, welcome.
It's my pleasure.
So, where can I get tickets for
Yes.
Artful ATL? Where
Yeah.
are we gonna do that at? Help me out.
Hey,
Is it going to be? It's right here. Is it right here on this?
Right,
On the screen?
right,
right.
artfulatl.org.
Okay.
artfulatl.org. You can get your tickets for Saturday, June 7th at Atlanta Contemporary, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Complimentary parking, weather permitting, plenty of art activations. Excited about the Phyllis Iller Journey of a Black Girl photo installation
Yep.
moments for everybody. Food trucks,
Food trucks. Yeah.
complimentary drinks,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
amazing artwork,
Amazing music.
beautiful people.
Bring,
What's the dress code?
Swaggy. I mean, like, okay, artful. Okay, see, listen, she's my muse. Okay, and I'm gonna I'm gonna dress artfully.
I know you
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Well, listen, y'all. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Artful ATL, June 7th, 6 to 10.
were. 6 to 10.
See y'all.